What's up, guys? So during the course of the video, you're going to see me in the burgundy shirt pop in and out of the video you're about to see. I was New Year's. I spent the day at the gym, so I was up late. And, I was pre-wired. So I came off the treadmill with a bunch of ideas on how I wanted to do this video. So now I've rewatched it, and there's certain things I'm gonna throw in because I think they're important to correct or better explain. So I'll see you in and out of this video. You gotta give me a break too. It's been probably, I think, about a year, even longer than a year, since I discussed anything personal. That's one thing I stopped doing on my videos for quite a while, is I didn't talk about some personal stuff. Well, actually probably I did, but I think it's safer to say I didn't discuss any personal things that related to being the symptoms of bipolar or not. I think that'd be a better statement to make. Anyways, so I'll see you in another video, okay? See you in a bit.
Will is the key. Willpower. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I don't know much as you do, I'm sure. I'm sure everybody in here is more learned than I, much more of a scholar than I. But I know about coming back from seemingly unsurmountable odds. I know about coming back from when doctors tell you that you can't or that you shouldn't. Oh, you're too old. You shouldn't be. You should sit down somewhere and take it easy. So you should sit down, sir, because of your diagnosis, and don't do a damn thing. Bullshit. Hell no. Every time I go to the doctor, they tell me what I shouldn't be doing, and what I should be doing, and what I won't do, and what I can't do. And I politely go out the door and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm gonna do that until they throw dirt on top of me. This is my life. And I choose to live it the way I want to live it. I won't let you decide how I live this life. I don't care how long or short it is. It's mine, motherfucker. And I'm gonna use it how I see fit. Stories of extreme will. People that came through something or circumstances that they were not supposed to go through. You just ain't supposed to be able to do it. But he did it any goddamn way. It is impossible until some crazy son of a bitch has the audacity to believe that no matter what the expert or the doctor says, I can still do that shit. And if you don't believe it, just sit your ass down over there and watch me do it.
So I wanted to break in the new year last night at the gym instead of the usual, chaos or home alone, going through whatever one goes through. So we wanted to go to the gym and break it in right, more of a mental exercise, I think, than anything. And I'm on the cardio machine, and you guys know what it's like if you're jogging or doing cardio for any length of time. Your mind wanders, right? That's just normal. And one thought that always, I would say haunt, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm always trying to find the perfect way to describe bipolar disorder. Always trying to find the right way of communicating it so people can understand, or even myself for that matter. Just because when someone asks me, they say, "Well, what's that?" And you know, it's never a fucking simple answer, right? So I'm constantly searching for a simple way to describe it. And I've used things like it's like a frog in boiling water. You know, a manic state creeps up on you without even you knowing it. And when you're there, it's like a different state of mind, like if you were drinking, you know. Except you're aware that you're drinking, and with bipolar you're not, you know, with the same effect. So like I said, I was doing cardio, and I came up with this interesting way of explaining it. The best way that I could describe it, it's like having two programs in your mind running simultaneously. And the key to managing it, well, let's go back a little bit. So there's two ways of managing bipolar. There's keeping yourself out of a manic lifestyle or a manic way of thinking using medication, or who else knows how to get yourself out of that, and just live in a non-manic state, which is usually non-feeling due to the medication. You're just kind of just like existing. Or you need to find a way to allow your brain, which is mood affected, to have these. Okay, I knew this was going to be a hard video to do, so bear with me. I'm a little manic, you know, because I had a late workout last night, so whenever I train hard at night, my fucking central nervous system is just shot to shit. So, the expected way, I would say in most cases what people do to manage the bipolar is to take medication, either to keep them out of depression state of mind or to keep them out of a manic state of mind and keep them on a straight and narrow. And as a result, you usually live in a world where you just exist without emotion, right? Well, I couldn't accept that. So I had to figure out a way to, if I got depressed, it wouldn't negatively affect my life. And if I was in high manic, it wouldn't negatively affect my life. And when I wasn't in either or, just normal, I could recognize that and not be scared to death. Because what would happen is I was in manic most of my life. So to live in a world that's not manic was terrifying because I didn't know anything. I couldn't figure anything out in a non-manic world. And that's what medication would force me into. So it forces you into a non-manic state of mind, which you're not familiar with, which leads to depression, right? So the key, in case you guys want to know, the key to living a very sustainable and non-self-destructive life, productive life, I had to figure out a way. This is where it comes in, where I talked about there's two programs running simultaneously. So I had to figure out a way for my manic mind and my non-manic mind to have almost the same goal and the same okay, seemed easier to explain last night. I have it in my head. Now I just have to communicate it. Basically, you don't want these two programs fighting each other. Okay, you want them on the same path, is basically what I'm trying to say. Now, they might have different end goals for that path, but still, nonetheless, the same path. And once I figured that out, a lot came easy, because if I was in manic, my mind is, I have the same goals, the same outlook, but it's just a lot more intense. Maybe my mind takes it a little further, or my mind overanalyzes, but it's still the same path. And when I'm non-manic, I understand and agree with the path that my manic mind is taking me on, right? So when I'm non-manic, it's very, very comfortable. It's comfortable, it's safe, you know, a lot less intense, but there's no depression, because there's lows like anybody else, but there's not these deep sinking holes, because life has direction, life has meaning. Now, there's a lot of fucking things I've done philosophically, you know, the way I look at things, the way I handle things, that keep me out of that depressive mode. That makes a massive difference. You know, it's not just one thing that you have to do. I had to fix fucking so much shit. It was like a big fucking net of mackerel, and I had to take one mackerel at a time. Look at the fish, analyze it, fix it. Take the next fish out. Look at it, analyze it, fucking do that. You know, but that's, you know, but I'm just trying to give a simplified version of bipolar. It's basically, you have maybe 1, 2, or 3 programs, which is your different moods running at the same time. Unless all those moods have the same focus and vision, I think it's very difficult to manage the bipolar. So that's what I do. So I'm very focused and very driven on what my goals are and the direction I want my life to take, you know. So it makes it very, very easy. But you know, like I said, there's a lot of things in your life that you have to fix in order to, you know, have all your programs running on the same direction. You have to fix a lot of shit to get to that point. And one of the tools that made a massive difference, and I will share that with you guys now that I haven't before. So the idea came to me the idea came to me one day. I thought to myself, can I remember a time where I was the happiest? When was the last time I felt truly, truly happy? Hot in there. And the memory that came to mind was when I started using steroids back in, I believe, 2008. I just felt good. You know, my life was still chaos, but I just remember feeling really, really good. My wife at the time, we were training together. You know, something that, you know, always wanted. I'll get to that. A funny dream I had about that in a second. Yeah, so, and I started thinking, well, why was I so happy? So I started breaking everything down. And because I've taken my workouts a lot more seriously now, I'm very focused. It's you know, the foundation of my life now. I started reading up a lot more on testosterone, and it occurred to me that maybe that was playing a factor in how my bipolar was affecting my life. So I started testosterone replacement therapy in November of 2019. And as I suspected, it made a massive, massive difference. It was a massive, massive difference. So I don't know if my testosterone was low back in 2008. I'll never know that answer. But I think that's kind of irrelevant. What's relevant is what's happening in my life now, and it's made a massive difference. It's fucking made a huge difference in my moods. Crazy difference. Yeah, so I started TRT, and maybe I'll show you guys how to do proper protocol of that. Maybe I'll get in a long discussion about that. I just don't want to fucking put up a goddamn video of me sticking fucking needles in my arms, you know? Fuck, you know. But, yeah, so maybe I'll do that. And, that's made a huge difference. Huge fucking difference. Yeah, so, I would advise any male out there, like I did a video on low testosterone and all that. I talked about all that, and, yeah, and it's made a massive difference in my life, for sure. Oh, I was back to that. What I was saying about that dream. It was funny. I had a dream. Well, with me and my ex-wife, with Costco not in our lives. We were working out together every day and training and living a healthy lifestyle, and you know, it was almost fairy tale. It was almost fairy tale. But you know, it is what it is, and things happen the way they happen, and you can't change that, you know. But whether it was her on the dream, it's kind of hard to say. Dreams are funny, but it felt like her. But I know it was probably, it's just as my mind manifesting what I want, and you know, how I want the direction of my life to take. You know, and felt pretty goddamn good. Felt pretty goddamn good. So anyways, I'm still not using any medication, in case you're wondering. And I always knew I could do it. I always knew it. You know, I've always felt that I could somehow beat this. You know when you just know something, right? Instinctively, you just feel it. I always felt that I could. Now, you know, I don't take it for granted at all. It's when you start taking it things for granted that, you know, bam, you know. So, but like it's been since November, I haven't had any, well, yeah, there hasn't been any periods of depression, of severe manic behavior. I did a video. I'm gonna share you guys a little secret here. I told a little white lie. Oh, just a tiny one. But let me explain myself and you understand why I did. So I did a video, I believe last summer, talking about how a year of sobriety never made a difference. So the lie is, it wasn't that I never used alcohol or cocaine or amphetamines. When I said sobriety, I meant alcohol, cocaine, speed, hypersexuality, manic behavior, if you will. I managed to have it under control for a full year, for a year. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. That there was no period where I lost control in any of those situations. If I drank, I didn't get fucking hammered out of my fucking mind. If I used cocaine, I didn't empty out my fucking bank account and then end up calling fucking escorts and fucking so on and so on and so on. So that's what I meant by sobriety. And then, because the thing was, it wasn't so much the it was a loss of control that was a negative to my life. It was taking everything to the fucking extreme that was affecting my life negatively. So instead of like saying, okay, I gotta stop this, stop this, stop this, stop this, I just had to tell myself, okay, let's see if we can just manage it. We're not gonna quit fucking anything. We're gonna keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna still be you. But let's just try and not get out of fucking control. And that's what I meant. Because I did a video, I don't know if you guys seen it or not, it's Sobriety of Victory. You know? I don't know if it's an ego thing, but to say that I can't never drink again, that I can't party again, that I can't experiment with my wife for the fear of fucking going crazy and losing control and fucking... That isn't a victory to me. It's not a fucking victory to me. Right? So yeah, there you have it. There, a little bit of stuff. What I meant in the video, that sobriety, a year of sobriety didn't feel like it should. That was the title of the video. Because I always thought that if I could at least manage those aspects of my life, that all my problems would be solved. And what ended up happening is, since I've managed to not let any of those vices or bipolar symptoms get out of control, my life should be perfect afterwards. And that's what I meant. And it wasn't perfect. It wasn't self-destructive. My life got a little better, but it didn't feel in here like, fuck, I accomplished anything. It didn't feel like it, because I thought my life would be so turned around miraculously if I could just have that in control. But then I started to learn more and more and more that, okay, there's a lot you have to fix here, bud. You know, you managing your drug use or your sex life or managing your manic behavior or depressive behavior, you gotta fix a ton of shit in here. You know, the way you look at the world, you know, the philosophy, the way you look at things, how you take in information, how you communicate, how you process friends, relationships, how to act appropriately in a manic state or in a depressive state. You know, there was just so much shit so that I had to fix. So that's why I didn't feel like a victory, and it should have. Looking back at it now, it was a massive victory, and I should have felt differently. But the thing is, I didn't, because there's just so much more shit to fix. So hopefully that explains that a little more. These videos are extremely difficult to do, because there was just so many steps. There were so many baby steps, and there was so many different levels to this. You know, I tell people, you know, people consider themselves very lucky. They only have to fix and manage one life. For me, it felt like I had to fix and manage three. You know, my depressive personality, my normal personality, which was the most difficult because it was foreign to me, and then my manic personality. And each personality, each mood had a different set of problems. You know, once we got all of our moods working on the same problem and having the same goals and walking the same path and having the same understanding and the same philosophy, that it didn't matter which mood we were in, it was just the same path, but just feeling a different emotion. So, all right, hopefully I explained that a little fucking better. Back to Mr. Tired. Yeah, it's even with eating too. You know, I fucking binge eat all day. You know, I give it a little bit. I go buy some junk food and just, you know, and keep it at that. So it's very controlled now. I'm very in control of my emotions, my actions. Yeah, it's quite impressive. I'm quite impressed with myself. I really am. I'm definitely gonna give myself a pat on the back. Now, could I be able to do this, achieve this, in a chaotic environment full of fucking chaos? Definitely not. Definitely not. And I'll be the first to fucking admit that. The environment is fucking everything. The people around you is everything. That's so fucking key. So key to my success. You know? Goddamn good coffee. What time is it? Oh, 10 o'clock, eh? Okay, maybe I'll shoot this video. Go to the gym for maybe noon, I guess. Well, I did a double work, I guess. I did back, plus shoulders, 2 cardio sessions. Fuck. Oh, those late workouts really fuck me up because I get home so wired. Yeah. It was so nice. I got a call. There's been one person, and don't even talk about this. I've had one person as a constant in my life since 1998. This lady. I've known her for so long. Let's just say our friendship is more transactional in nature. But at the same time, I can honestly say she's always been there for me. Always been there for me, whether it be 2 in the fucking morning. You know, she's always been there for me. But you know, but it never got to that personal thing. You know, obviously, I care about her, but it's you know, it's you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we never allowed it to get personal. This one time she says, "Well, Scott, why don't we have sex? You know, sober. You sober for once." And I turned to her and said, "That's impossible. You can't do that." She says, "Why not?" I said, "Because this is transactional." I says, "If I wasn't high and we were having sex, I know I'm paying you. How can I know and hear that any reaction you give or whatever is unconditional?" So I told her, in order to fucking enjoy myself, I have to be fucking drinking, or I have to be high, so I can pretend that you actually give a shit and you're actually enjoying yourself. You know, of course she does enjoy herself, believe me. You know, like she was enjoying herself, but there's a difference between enjoying yourself and knowing if someone's heart is in it. That's a huge thing, right? And myself, when it comes to sex, I'm all about fucking the connection, right? That was one of the biggest things with my self-destructive pattern, was always searching for that fucking the perfect connection with a woman, you know. And drugs kind of took it to the next level that I was always searching for, right? I kind of misused the word searching. It wasn't like I was searching for something that didn't exist. I was trying to recreate something that I've felt in the past, and I was chasing that exact feeling. So what I was referring to was, see, it's hard to do these videos because I always got to go back to the videos I did in the past, and it's like I'm kind of feeling repetitive, but we'll get through this. So what I meant by searching was, the sexual relationship I had with my wife, I call her my second wife, was we always had spectacular sex. Well, at least in my eyes. You'd have to ask her if she felt the same way. But it was always really, really amazing, right? I think maybe it was due to the chaos in our life. I think me and my mom were talking about that. But once I introduced cocaine into that scenario, it took me to a place with her that I never thought it was possible with another human being. And it wasn't like I was thinking about someone else or I was someone else. I was in the moment with her, and you know, and it was just so fucking amazing that it was almost impossible to have normal sex after that. Well, of course we still did, but it was just like, oh my God, that felt so amazing. We have to do that again, you know? So that's what I'm talking about as far as searching. It's not like that was, no woman could satisfy me, and I was searching for this perfect moment. Oh, you know, I wanted to recreate the moment I had with her. And many times I did with, you know, other women. But it was very, very rare, right? Because you're not in love with, you know, maybe a one night stands or someone that you're transactional with. But you can get pretty close in certain moments during the sex where you can have that, you know. And then, anyways, that's where it stemmed from. You know, unless you experience what I'm talking about, it's kind of hard to explain. But I just wanted to make it clear that it wasn't that no woman can satisfy my heart, no woman can satisfy me sexually. That is like so far from the case. I've been satisfied fucking very well in my life, you know. And it was just, yeah, so that's what I meant by that. So back to this tired motherfucker blabbing away over here. So anyways, she called me fucking 4 in the morning. I guess she just got off work. She's an exotic dancer, and she wished me Happy New Year, and I thought that was real nice because I haven't seen her for quite a while, and in that capacity, so it was nice to hear from her. That was really nice to hear from her. You know, it really was. Yeah, I would usually see her save up. I wouldn't say save up, but I would usually see her once a year. She was, you know what? Come to think of it, listen to that. She was the last person I pretty much seen, except for my roommate, before I left Ottawa, who got wet, and she was pretty much the first person I've seen when I got back. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as they pulled into Ottawa, she was the first person I called. Yeah, after the accident. She came right over. Yeah, God bless her. She's one of the few people in that industry who really made it. She's really made something for herself. You know, her house is paid off. You know, she's... yeah, she got her shit together, I tell you. So I think she's a little damaged. Her soul's a little damaged from that line of work, you know. As it can do, it's kind of unavoidable, right? You know, my first wife had that same problem. I talked about that at length in some of my videos, but all in all, she seems pretty together. You know, she seems to be handling... you know, still at 40, what is she? She'd be, what, 41 now? Her birthday was in October. Yeah, she's 41. Yeah, so I'm actually pretty proud of her. One thing I want to add to this, I don't think I've ever explained this in one of my videos. I have a philosophy which says satisfy your needs. And if you don't, and if you put them at bay, your mind will find a way to satisfy them anyways, beyond your control, and put you in a situation where will affect your life negatively. A lot of people might think, well, why don't you just have a normal relationship and not have do escorts or strippers or fucking all that shit? Well, you guys need to understand, I'm doing that so I don't get involved in a bad relationship and make more bad choices. Let me explain that. I have these needs that have hardwired in my brain for the last 25 years because of the way I live my life. So I have to satisfy these needs. And if I don't, subconsciously, I'll find a way to do it. And the danger of that would be getting involved in a relationship I have no business being in. Getting involved with a woman who only meets half my needs, that 6 months down the line, it wouldn't work out. There's a reason I've been single since 2015. I do not want another fucking failed relationship. That's not fucking going to happen to this motherfucker. It's not. So I just wanted to kind of add that into it, you know. Making sure my needs are met prevents me from making even bigger mistakes. And you guys know what that's like. You guys know what it's like to be in a fucking relationship that fucking sucks, that's fucking broken. It's the worst fucking kind of stress and bullshit, like, known to man. You know, there's nothing worse than relationship stress. It's the fucking worst. You know? There's not a doubt in my mind, not a doubt in my mind, once I find the right woman, that certain things that I don't think I can fix on my own, I'll be able to fix. Basically, what it means is, if I get in a relationship with a woman that I know that's meant for me, I don't have to have coke sex. I don't have to have sex when I'm drunk. I don't have to have sex when I'm high on speed. Will I remember that feeling? And would I like to? Yeah, but it won't be a driving force. No, I don't want to make to my love. I'll make love to my wife fucking sober. That's good enough for me. You know? The option is there if we decide to do it. And if we do, it's not going to lead to never having or enjoying sober sex again. This is what we're all working up to. You know? I'm thinking not only for myself, but I'm thinking about the person that I'm going to be involved with down the line. You know, I'm trying to make sure that I'm fixed so I can have a fucking relationship, even with all this disorder. You know, so that's. I just wanted to throw that in there because I don't think I've ever expressed that in any of my videos before, and I think that was important to say. That's why I say it's hard to do these videos because there's just so much information to convey. All right, back with Mr. Tired. I think we're almost done though. I think we're almost at the end of the video. Sorry for keep interrupting, but you know, it annoys me sometimes. Well, it's like a catch-22, right? A lot of times I'll do a video and it's just from the heart, and there's some things that I might say that I might communicate things not properly, you know, instead of editing it out. I don't know, I just want my videos to be authentic, like coming from the heart without clipping this or clipping that. I want you guys to hear me make the mistakes and apologize for them later. Or I want you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know it's a weird thing. I should just cut, make everything just fucking perfect. But when I watch my videos back, and I watch them a lot, you know, if I see these videos cut and edited perfectly, it would take away from, I think, from that being really me. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but whatever. Starting to babble. Okay, back to Mr. Tired. Yourself in great shape, you know. I wish good things for So when was the last time I drank? When was the last time I used cocaine or speed? Would you guys like to know? It wasn't last night. It wasn't last night. It was end of October. End of October. Fuck, I could work out for 3 days afterwards. Just pinned. Oh, but I tell you, I felt fucking fantastic afterwards. I don't know what it is about cocaine or speed, and my chemistry, my body chemistry, or the dude that I'm bipolar, that makes the next day feel so good. Especially when you still have money in your fucking bank account, you feel even better. And especially when especially when your life is structured and all your moods are in all parts of your mind are focused in the right direction. As I mentioned in the video I did, cocaine, my path, what was starting to happen when I used cocaine or speed. It would fuck me up because when I was high, it wouldn't my way of thinking and my goals and aspirations wouldn't line up when I wasn't high. So obviously, when I wasn't using drugs, I was manic, and when I was using drugs, I was non-manic. So the two were always clashing, right? So that's what made it actually easy to stop using drugs, was that clash between the two mindsets. You know, which made it difficult to quit was the hypersexuality. That was the hardest thing, you know. That was, you know, I love getting high and jerking off or having sex, man. It was just I lived for that. Why? Because it felt fucking amazing, you know. Fucking felt amazing. So yeah, when I used in October, very controlled, planned, not impulsive, you know. Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to share it with that night, which is disappointing, but all in all, you know, it was a very successful break, you know. It was, you know, and I'm very proud of that, you know. I really am, because to think back to the extremes I used to go to, you know. I never had, that's one of the things when I was using cocaine when I was in the Costco years. Whether my mind was manic or not, my goal was simple: Costco. That was it. You know. That's what drove me every day. You know, and what I was really delusional about was, in my mind too, I used to think to myself, well, my ex-wife is a strong woman. She can hang on. I'll fix this place, get it running the way I need it, and then I'll take care of her, and I'll focus on her. You know? I was so delusional. I'd fix things for a little while, you know, and then a new manager, a new director, or new something would come in, fuck everything right up. There was just no fucking peace, none. And she used to come home bitching about fucking work. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so the dream I had about her that I had, you know, without Costco was, that was something else. That was something else. No, well, I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. Hope she's doing well. Like most of my manic videos, I'll have to watch them when I'm not manic and see if they make sense. I think this will make sense, but I posted a video last night. It was my first video I ever made on YouTube, and I wrote a little little heading there on it. And I mentioned that there's still a few obstacles ahead of me that I haven't made public. I'm going to talk about it, but I'll save that for another day. Because, well, you'll see. When the time comes and I explain to you guys the situation, you'll understand why I didn't really want to do it right now. So, if you want, leads me to, should I do that, the proper protocol for testosterone replacement for you guys? You guys want to see me injecting myself? I think it's an important video. I really do, because you really need to do it a certain way, and you really need to not skip steps. Because you start skipping steps and not following things properly, the proper protocol, you can get the fucking infection, and if you get an infection, you're fucking screwed. You know, there's a lot of information I would like to share with you guys on that. And if I'm not mistaken, I promised you I would. Now, 5 years ago, my word would be my bond. I wouldn't break my word for nothing. Well, we're a little older, I'm a little wiser, so we don't break our word impulsively. I mean, we don't hold our word impulsively. You know, we still have to think of ourselves, right? Sometimes, like most of us, we give our word on something without having all the information, right? There's times where you should break your word, and sometimes there's situations where you shouldn't. You know, all based on the situation. It's not black and white, and believe me, my life was so black and white because it was easy to manage. Black and white's easy to manage. Gray is difficult, right? So maybe I'll do that video for you guys in the future. I will, I'm just trying to feel at the right time. I'm just waiting for the right time. Now's not the right time. Half an hour video? Yeah, I'll be surprised if you watch this far. Okay, that's it. Have a great fucking new year. May your 2020 be filled with more pros than cons. As I always say, cheers to the bad days we have to endure to make the great days great. Alright, so how do we wrap this up? Sorry about the long video, it's the way these things go. At the end of the day, you know, all I'm trying to do is create the best version of myself. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, but I'm not only trying to think about myself. I'm thinking about the person I may be involved with in the future. And I'll tell you how serious I am about that. I'll give you an example. With my work, I was offered, you know, a better position and more money and blah, 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 and I turned it down. And that was hard to do. Well, it wasn't. It was hard to do because it entertains a person's wants. You know, I want this, I want that, I want this, material shit, extra money, financial freedom. But if I took the extra money and I took that job, I would not be creating the best version of myself. You know, I'm so focused on that, you know, if I enter a relationship and I'm fixed from head to toe, I'm fixed. You know, things are fucking good, mind, body, soul. Well, what good is all that if I can't fucking spend the time with her? If I don't have the time to put into her? What if she has children? Well, makes sense. Well, it's not what if you don't meet Mrs. Right. Then I focus on my bodybuilding career. Well, I don't say career, but I have the philosophy, if you're doing something you're passionate about and you continue to do it, eventually some door and opportunity will open up for you. That's my philosophy, right? but I'm not obsessed with it to the point that if I'm in a relationship, that I'll pursue this. Well, no, it's going to be a hobby. It won't take up as much of my time, but because to do bodybuilding to some degree is very kind of a selfish thing. You know, there's not a lot of time for people. So yeah, so it's like, fuck, I'm fucking doing good, guys. I'm doing really fucking good. Really good. I'll give you one thing I'm proud of. Well, kind of. I'll just tell you this scenario, and then you guys can take out of it what you will. There was times in my Costco career where, like for example, one year I was sick 63 days. Now I had my reasons, you know. Some of them were on purpose, and some of them were not. But needless to say, I missed 63 days of work in 1 year. I'm on call during the day, 5 days a week. From 7 in the morning to 5 at night. And then my night job is usually from 5 to midnight sometimes, 3 days a week. And since end of April, I haven't missed or turned down one single shift. So what's that tell you? Number one, I love my jobs. Number two, obviously, I have some amount of control over my manic behavior, my drug use, or my alcohol, or whatever. And it all comes together, right? So I feel pretty damn good about that. Like, you know, like, think about it. You know, if you're partying and going fucking crazy and you're depressive or manic and you do crazy shit, you're not going to be able to hold a perfect fucking record, let alone take extra shifts in a, 8-month period. So I'm pretty goddamn proud of that. You know, sure, I enjoy my job, and that's a big reason, you know, but there was times I enjoyed my Costco years too. Like, you know, I was proud of what I accomplished in that place, and, you know, I still felt very loyal, but, you know, there was some years where I think, you know, it was early in the beginning, you know, I made like fucking 71,000, you know, when I was making fucking $15 an hour. I worked so much overtime, you know. But anyways, yeah, I think you guys get the point. The people, I don't know if people from Costco still follow me or not, but if you guys do, you know what a big fucking deal what I just said was. You know, what else can I say? Yeah, fuck, man. Like I said earlier, you know, I always knew I could beat this. I remember turning my main man Kelly, you know, and I told him, Kelly, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker. He just laughed, you know, and you can see the doubt in his eyes. I remember turning to my store manager one day, I said, I'm gonna beat this fucking thing. You know, you can see the doubt in his eyes, you know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with myself. So where are we at, you know, moving forward, you know, as far as everything we discussed. My need and drive for, you know, getting high and having the perfect sex, I have that so much under control now. It's pretty good. Like, the need is there and it's strong, but it so doesn't drive me. It's not something that's always in the back of my mind. And, you know, and if I'm in manic and I'm triggered, you know, I'm not steered in that direction. If I think about it, it's pretty easy to hold off on. But I know when it's time. You know, I've done so much work on myself. I know when it's time. It's like, yeah, it's time to pull the trigger on that. Let's give ourselves a little night out or something, you know, or treat ourselves a little bit, or do something to calm that demon a little bit. And it's crazy. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. It's awesome to think about it when I'm manic. It's awesome to think about it when I'm not manic. It's awesome to think about when I'm depressed. You know? Like, I'd be at this point, let's say, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. You know? My normal self, non-manic or non-depressive self, would be like, no, whatever. I wouldn't think it was much of an accomplishment, but my manic mind would be like, yeah, you know, it's. And then if I was depressed, you know, it'd be enough to not make me fall into a deep hole. I have a friend that I've been talking to for years. She lives out west, and I told her one day, I said, you know, I don't want to discuss this mental illness bullshit anymore. I think this will be the last one that we talk about this, because it doesn't, when I talk about it, it's almost like a trigger for what I was. It's a weird thing. Not because I don't want to talk about it. It's just, if I don't talk about it, it's one step closer to being normal, right? It's you know, because I've been so self-absorbed with this since 2011. It's nice not to talk about it with anybody. It's nice not to even discuss some bipolar with anybody. You know, it's fucking great. There's people in my gym family. There's people there. You know, I talk about mental illness a little bit. And we talk about, you know, life and stuff like that. But I'm saying generally, like, the people that do know about it, it's not an ongoing thing. Like, I'm at a point in my life where they don't even notice it. Like my mom says, like, she says, son, like, it's so hard to tell. It's so hard she can't even tell the difference. She was like, so, you know, it's so easy for people to dismiss how serious something like that is, especially when you've almost mastered it, you know? But I'll be tested in the future, though. I will be tested. And I will be tested. You know, like I brought up in the video, there's some stuff I'm facing in the future. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And I'll have to face certain things. And, yeah. And it's going to really test how well I've done for myself and how together my mind and everything is. I will be tested. And I'm sure, you know, I'm not worried about being tested so much even in a relationship, because, you know, I know why my relationships went bad. I know why. So I shouldn't encounter any of those same problems. There shouldn't be any arguing. There shouldn't be any fighting in any future relationship I have. There shouldn't be any. Shouldn't be any. So I don't think going into it that it'll ever be a problem ever again. Am I being a little naive? Yeah, maybe. I think just confidence more. I like being confident about it. I think that's healthy. Not ignorant, but confident. God, I never thought I'd get to this point. Honestly, I didn't even envision it. And I knew I'd achieve it, but I didn't know what it was. Man, just thinking about it makes my fucking head hurt. Just all the levels and the steps and the... So we made it. Healthy member of society. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm really going to start focusing on my uh, workout videos. I'm really psyched. My training is going so fucking awesome, especially now that I have the right amount of testosterone in my body. I'm feeling really good about that. Has there been a massive increase in strength and size? A little, you know. But the biggest thing was the mindset. What bothered me the most, and it really affected me, guys. It affected me huge because I didn't know what my body was creating. So I didn't know how hard to train, how much to eat, So it's just such a peace of mind knowing that I have enough testosterone in my body. It's almost like just feels amazing knowing, that, so I can take my training further, And I'll get into more of this testosterone and all that when I make that video down the line. Maybe by that time, I'll be choosing to do performance-enhancing drugs on top of that. So maybe I'll do more of an in-depth video. We'll see how it goes. It's just, man, it's fucking one of those videos, when you start talking about fucking steroids or fucking injecting yourself, and that video's gonna be about timing. But one thing is really important. I don't think it matters to me very much what people think. But I think people watching my videos, because I want to paint a very realistic picture. Everything I accomplished in the way I look, my body, up to the end of November, was natural. Just so you guys know. So all the weights I've lifted, the way I looked, that was all done without testosterone therapy or anabolic steroids. So take that whatever you want, just so you know that to that point was just me and eating and yeah. So I think it's important for you guys to know that. So anything after November was TRT, and then most likely anything after probably January, February, I'll probably start some other stuff. But I'm taking it very slow, one step at a time, because I don't want to jump into anabolics without knowing that, okay, now if I'm doing this, okay, this is my goal. I would need to have a very specific goal, because the main reason for using TRT, or even maybe small amounts of anabolic steroids, it's about quality of life. It's about being healthy, and it makes me feel fucking healthy. Yeah, everything's working right. Nothing's fucking sore and falling apart. So that was the main objective for TRT, is for quality of life and being the best version of me. And when you start thinking about anabolic steroids, well, that presents itself with a different set of goals. So one step at a time. I'm not going to, after the video of TRT, I won't be discussing anabolic steroids. If I choose to do them, I'm not going to discuss it at all. You can just assume that I'm on them if you want or not. I'm just not going to bring it up. There's a certain amount of videos, a list of videos I want to do, so that's one of them, and then that'll be the end of it. This bipolar video, that'll be the end of it. So we're getting real close to ending this story. I think I mentioned I did a live feed. I was talking about that, how we're getting a little closer. I mean, from a personal standpoint, like videos like this, my fucking workout videos, I'll probably keep that going, because I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So, and it keeps me busy, keeps my mind occupied. You know, it keeps me accountable, you know. So, that's it, guys. Thanks for all your support over the years. You know, in the ways that social media does, you know, likes, loves, comments, you know, thank you for all that. You know, you guys have been pretty fucking positive, you know. I gotta say that, you know, there's you see a lot of hate shit on fucking, well, you hear about a lot of hate shit on social media, but you guys have been really great, and I want to thank you for that, you know. I don't rely on it to feel better, but it does make me feel good, so thank you. So until I see you guys again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you all. This episode is brought to you by Six Store, guaranteed to make you big as fuck! And special thanks to Working Hands. It's the shit!